Ladies and gentlemen, greetings. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to God Embassy, the Grace Life Church. Today, we're having BARS 2021.
That's right.
And it is such a privilege to be coming to you live. Wherever you could be, maybe you're in this country, maybe you're in another country. I want to tell you, God is up to something, and you're part of his agenda. He has a great item. He has you as a great item in his program. It's going to be a tremendous time here in the presence of God. So today, I'm with the First Lady, Barbara Taylor. Welcome to BARS.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Exciting. I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to this moment the whole day.
Yeah.
BARS 2021, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first day. It's a Wednesday, it's 7 o'clock. Come on, do yourself a favor. Do somebody a favor. Tell somebody God Embassy is live. Share the broadcast. Come on. All it takes is a click to share the broadcast. You can actually help somebody. All right. If you are watching us in South Africa, in the 9 provinces, we are so excited. We have an exciting lineup for you. You don't want to miss what is going to be shared today. I tell you, love, that I know that we are very passionate about relationships.
Yeah.
So what we are going to be talking about today is something that is very, very, very close to our hearts. It is extremely important, you know, to assist people so that they can have healthy relationships, whether be it in business or, you know, your normal relationships.
That's right.
All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
today, what we're going to be doing is, this is our first day. So the next 3 Wednesdays is going to be BARS 2021. So we're going to have 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Our last session will be on the 3rd of March, if I'm not mistaken. So diarize it. Put it in your diary. This is something that you don't want to miss at all. So share the link. So share the link. Tell somebody. Barbara Taylor Molefe and Kenneth Molefe is live on Facebook. It's 7 o'clock. We are live on Facebook. Now,
the mystery about live streaming and about social media and about, you know, what people may refer to as an online ministry. The Grace Live TV gets to touch people all over the world.
That's
and you
right.
get to be a partaker of that.
Yeah.
If you want to be a partaker of this grace, all you got to do, honestly, all you got to do is to share the link.
Yes.
Share it on your timeline.
Yeah.
Make sure that people get exposed to this ministry. That is the greatest way to partner with our ministry.
That's
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? It's going to be a tremendous time. I'm excited, Barbara.
Extremely excited. Now, you know, if you follow us on social media or any of our platforms, you would know that we're in business, also in ministry, and we're very passionate about business.
Yeah.
Now, I believe in teaching people. You know, you and I have attended a lot of seminars.
That's right.
A lot of them, business-wise, where at the end of the day, you pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
We've paid a lot of money, and only to sit in and not really get, you know, the jinx of what, if you're in business or you're an entrepreneur, you don't really get, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know, you have the edge to say, I'm called into business. And I need assistance, or I need a mentor, I need somebody to help me as to how do I go about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of motivational speaking.
Yeah.
And not entrepreneurial principles shared, or the substratum of the marketplace.
That's right.
The substratum base of what makes one an entrepreneur. None of that is shared. It's mostly storytelling about the man who, you know, or the woman who is now successful.
Yeah.
And it is true. We have been to many of such occasions, and we were sitting thinking, "Oh my God, this is such a waste of time."
So through the next coming Wednesday, but through God's grace, of course, you know, we highly believe that you are actually going to, in your business, you will get to know if you're interested in, you know, starting a business or you're already in business. It's how do I start a business? And then there's maintenance. How do I then maintain my business through marketing and. Those are things that we are going to discuss as we go in depth.
That's right.
But I said, you know, as we were praying about this, to say, it really doesn't help to say you jump straight into this is how you do business and maintain it like this if you don't first do relationship management.
That's right.
All right. So which is one of the reasons why today we are going to dedicate the show in talking about how you manage your relationships, because there's business management and then there's relationship management.
That's right.
But before business management can take place, we need to have passed through relationship management.
That's true.
It's the relationship that's then going to help you maintain the business at the end of the day.
That is so true.
Yeah.
You remind me of the conversation we had when I was saying that there are relationships that you need to consciously monetize.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, you don't want to have a lot of takers around you.
Yes.
You want to have people that contribute, givers. You want to have people that contribute to what you are doing. So if you're concerned about building generational wealth,
yes,
your number one question should be, who has done it before? And am I in the position then to have a relationship with such people and learn from them, and you know, properly get to grow through these relationships? So monetizing relationships, that's why it's important to manage relationships first.
That's right. That's right. Now if we look at the Bible and what it says, it tells us that Jesus Christ came and died in order for us to have good relations. He died, and the purpose was for him to right our relationship with God. Here I'm trying to show that Jesus is concerned about our relationships.
Wow.
You know, he's concerned about our relationship with him, and he's concerned about our relationship as a people.
That's right.
All right. They talk about how when he died, you see the cross, horizontal and vertical. All right. So his blood was shed for both the vertical relationship and the horizontal relationship.
So reconciliation with God and reconciliation with people.
Yeah.
I get that.
And you see, so he came to restore relationship with him, and then relationship with the people. Yeah.
So I was just thinking about what you're sharing. The word peace. All right.
Yes.
The word peace.
Yes.
In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus, you know, I want you to read that scripture actually, because Luke chapter 19 verse 13, Jesus begins to say something that will then speak to the scripture that I need you to read. All right.
Luke 19.
Yeah, Luke 19 verse 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds.
That's right.
And said unto them, occupy till I come. That word occupy is do business or trade. All right?
Yeah.
Is the word trade. It is the word occupy as well. It also means be busy with oneself. It also implies the subjective definition of that would be master your craft.
Yes. Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So but before this, there's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you if you read in Luke chapter 2, verse 8, and let's just go there. Luke chapter 2, and we read from verse 8.
It says, and there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night.
Yes.
And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were afraid. And the angel said unto them, fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of joy, which shall be to all people. Verse 11 say, for unto you was born this day in the city of David a Savior, who was Christ the Lord. All right. So I guess we have to also read it in another version, because it's very important, isn't it?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
correct.
It's chapter 2, right?
Yes, chapter 2.
2. Luke chapter 2. Verses
8.
number 8. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were afraid. And the angel of the Lord said unto them, fear not, for behold, I bring you peace. I bring you peace.
That's right.
Of great joy. All right.
So in 14,
Yeah.
if you go down, it says, glory to God in the highest heaven,
Yes.
and on earth peace
Oh my God.
to those on whom his favor rests.
Yes.
All right. Now, if you look in the Old Testament, so this scripture is talking about how Jesus Christ is going to be born, and he's going to bring peace onto the earth.
That's right.
In the Old Testament, which is now the Jewish language, Hebrew, you have peace, which then translates to
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah.
And that meaning well-being. May it be well with you.
Yeah.
All right? May it be well with you.
Yeah.
But then you have the New Testament, which is then translated in the Greek language.
Yes.
And in the Greek language, that word peace doesn't necessarily mean your well-being.
Your well-being.
It actually means righting relationships. All right?
Wow.
So now, if we then have to paraphrase, as you would say, the verse, then we would say, behold unto you that Christ is born, and he will then bring peace by righting relationships.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. In other words, peace through relationships. Firstly, relationship with God.
That's right.
Relationship with yourself and relationship with others.
That's right.
Reconciliation with God, reconciliation with yourself, because people don't understand this.
Yeah.
That you can be in conflict with yourself. So it's important that you have peace with you.
Yeah.
You reconcile to you.
Yes.
You become gracious with yourself, because when you have discovered the grace of God and how God has been gracious with you, you have but one thing, to be gracious with yourself.
Yes.
And then that translates to being gracious with other people. So it's writing relationships.
Writing relationships.
Wow.
Now, very funny when you talk about being gracious and how Jesus Christ died. Reminds me of how, you know, you and I, on our best day, on our best behavior, we could never meet the standard of righteousness.
That's true.
All right? So that being the reason why Jesus Christ had to come, and he himself had to be that standard.
That's right.
All right? He had to be that standard. So fine, he's rectified our relationship with the Creator, which is the Father.
That's right.
Now we are left with relationships, which is what we are going to be dwelling in the next 3 Wednesdays. How do we write relationships with ourselves? How do we write relationships with, with each other? All right? That's a difficult one, and I'll tell you why. Because the other parts of the writing of the relationship does not really depend on you. All right? It does not really depend on you. I was talking to, when we went to the conference with Love Mo, our sister, and the
Lydia.
prophet there, to say, relationships take maintenance, and it takes maintenance. You need to be able to maintain relationships, and I always say you need to understand what it is that you are maintaining.
Yeah.
So that is what we're going to be helping the people with today.
Yeah.
You need to have an understanding of what you are maintaining, because not every relationship needs to be maintained the same way. I don't know
That
if
is
I'm
true.
talking to somebody.
Yeah, that is true.
You know?
Because relationships, that's work.
Yes, it
all
is.
right?
It is.
You have to continuously, consistently work on them.
That's right.
Work on different kinds of relationships. And,
Yeah.
and those relationships are not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different principles apply to different relationships.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why, we have the art of war. I call this the art of maintenance. You know, how learning. I promise you, once you get this, it'll make your life much easier.
That's
because after all, we live with people, all right? We live with people. We need to know how we relate, with each and every type of relationship, all right? Now, a very interesting fact is that you get, Kenneth, people who say, I'm heartbroken,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, we always talk about how you cannot be heartbroken because of a thing, right? It's a person that breaks your heart.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
A thing cannot break your heart.
Yeah.
And it's not just any person that breaks your heart.
It is somebody who matters.
It is somebody who matters.
Yeah.
All right? It is somebody who matters that breaks your heart. Now, it is very funny because, you get people saying, I'm heartbroken, and in actual fact, I'm hurt. That person hurts me, I'm heartbroken. And most of the time, it's our fault. I'll tell you why I say this. Because we tend to elevate people to a position that they do not qualify for.
Oh my. Yeah.
All right? We elevate them to a position that they do not qualify for. You say, if I love you, right? You are my husband. If I love you, definitely you can hurt me. You can hurt me.
That's right.
But if I don't really care about you, you can cause me heartache, a headache.
But not necessarily heartbreak.
Not necessarily heartbreak.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So sometimes I think that's where categorizing relationships becomes important. And this is what we need you to understand. Most Christians today are vulnerable. They are vulnerable to a lot of violation, exploitation, and a lot of compromise because they don't know how to categorize relationships. All right. Sometimes we put people in positions they don't deserve. Sometimes we put people in our life in areas of vulnerability. And those people are not sensitive.
Yes.
Right, sensitive enough to handle such a thing. And it is not the fault of the other person. It is the person who does not know how to discern relationships, because discerning relationships has to do with understanding who's who. And who has grown into what.
Definitely.
All right?
Definitely.
So I need to know, who are you? And what is it about you that has qualified you to be in this place in my life? Because the truth is, if I'm going to get anywhere in my life, I need to know the people around me.
You need to.
I need to know
You need to.
And that's why you find that Jesus, categorized people. He had the inner cycle, the three. And then among the three, he had the one.
Yes.
And then among the three, he had the 12 and all of that. And you would wonder, if Jesus needed to handle relationship with such a level of sensitivity, how much more us? Because we're all vulnerable.
That's right.
In the realm of life, there is a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of intricacies. Sometimes what we may refer to as personality complex. All right. We meet people of different characters and different understanding and different kind of mindsets. So we have to be able to discern.
That's right.
Who is he or who is she that we're bringing closer. You understand? And that's what we want to talk about today. Because let me tell you this. You see, business is a game of relationships.
That's
You
right.
cannot talk about business unless you address relationship issues.
That's right.
Because the truth of the matter is, whoever you are related to or whoever you're connected to, they will be then key to what happens around you. All right?
Yeah.
The people
Yeah.
that we know today is because of certain relationships that we maintained for the longest time. Some of our greatest friends today,
Yeah.
you know, have come in our life as a result of other people that are not even around anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just the game of living.
It is.
All right?
It is. It is.
That is just a game of living. I said this to somebody. I said, sometimes God will include people in your story and exclude them in your glory.
In your glory. Powerful.
So in the process of living life, as you go through a journey of your life,
Yeah.
and then your story is being written,
Yeah.
there are people who will be included in that,
Yeah.
but not necessarily in your glory.
In your
They-
glory.
They might be excluded in your glory.
Yeah.
And
But
what I mean is the climax of God's manifest grace in your life.
Yeah.
When His holistic, you know, grace is in manifest in your life,
Yeah.
entrepreneurially, academically, domestically, every sphere of your life is now like a platform for God to glorify Himself.
Yeah.
God excludes people,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, not to
Yeah.
be a part of that.
Yeah. And if only we can get to understand that, then it will help us a whole lot.
That's right.
It'll help
That's
us a whole lot. I remember in one of your teachings, I actually wrote this down, how you like to say, we must learn never to put the relationship in an expectation that it was never designed
for.
to meet.
Yeah,
And that's what a lot of people do.
that's right.
That's what a lot of people do. You are looking for financing from somebody who's supposed to be helping you with something else.
Yeah.
All right, and
That is
you
so
get
true.
to compromise that relationship,
yeah.
because you're looking for financing
Yeah.
in a place where you should be looking for moral support.
That is true. That is true. A personal story, love. You will definitely remember this. So we met this billionaire some years ago, well off, and I mean the man has businesses, you know, all over the country. I will not mention his name
Yeah.
for the sake of, you know, for the sake of his own comfort and security.
That's right.
So we then, you know, got into this beautiful relationship with this gentleman. And I remember I said to my wife, I said, listen, people like this don't like needy people. And during that time, we were really having, you know, a hard time. We were going through our own season of struggle. And I said to my wife, people like this don't like needy people. You have to be resourceful. All right. Rather be the giver and
Yeah.
not the taker. All right. And at the end of the day, one day as we were sitting and listening to him teach, he said something so powerful. He said, there's a gentleman I wanted to give 5 million.
Yes.
But then when I was trying to explain how the money would come, he was complaining about domestic issues.
Yeah.
Just imagine, just think about it. The man is trying to transfer you 5 million that will solve the problems you're complaining about. But you're talking to him about petrol. You're talking to him about food. You're talking to him about domestic issues. He's
Yeah.
trying to set you up.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get the least of what he's trying to put on the table. So it's important.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
Never be too needy.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
be too needy.
Yeah.
But you must also understand that God puts certain people in your life in order for them to be a blessing.
That's right.
So don't be
That's
the
right.
one to try and bless yourself.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
So you look at it when you look at the Bible and you look at how Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
right, got our relationship with the Father correct, but it is through His teachings that He helps us to get the relationship
Yeah.
with the people correct. All right, which is, if you're watching us, you know, send us your comments. Please share this broadcast.
Yes.
There's still a whole lot more that we are going to discuss. It's BARS 2021, and we are talking business and relationships. It's business and relationships. So if you're just joining us, comment, share, tell somebody that we are live. Tell somebody that we're live. So we're saying we must learn not to misappropriate the relationships. Each relationship must stay in the box that it was designed to function in.
Wow.
Because the moment you remove a business relationship and try to put it into a, you know, a friendly relationship, you compromise your very destiny.
That's true.
You know, you compromise your very destiny. It's like me sharing a secret with somebody, and then they then go and share it with another person, and then I cry betrayal, because that's what happens. You cry betrayal. But then the question would be, was that information supposed to be given to that person in the first place?
And what is it about them that has qualified them for that kind of for that kind of information? Because relationships is access and information.
Access and information. Access and information.
Access and information.
You know, so there are certain types of people that we need to recognize as one is living with people. There are temporal people, the temps. I mean, even in the workplace, you get temps and you get permanent people. They function differently. All right, their contracts are not even the same. A temp's contract is not the same as a permanent person's contract. In the corporate, if you are a temp, you work very hard to then become a permanent. All right? You don't even get salaried the same way. But our problem is that you want to make the temps permanent without the temps first qualifying, all right, for them to be the permanent. You know, it's the same with relationships. You know, we get carried away and we want to skip stages. And at the end of the day, we get hurt. All right? We get hurt because we don't understand, how do I then manage this relationship if it is out of its own box? It needs to go back to the box.
So some time ago, we then had a discussion because we felt like we needed to really put some structure, some form of order in our relationships, so that, you know, certain boundaries are set with clarity. Because if your boundaries are not clear to you, you get violated easily. So we talked about different kinds of relationships. Let's talk about that.
So you know, very interesting enough is that when you talked about access, now just now when we were talking about the temps and the perms, information is limited for a temp. They don't really know if it has to do with a client's contract. They will not really have the nitty-gritties about that client's contracts, the financials and so forth. So the same way that you need to be careful with people as to who do you give access, because access is it's something that you need to qualify for.
And access is vulnerability.
It is.
When you give people access, you become vulnerable.
It is. You know, I heard one minister talking about how he was speaking about how it's so difficult and so hard for the men and women of God in ministry to really be close to the people that they lead. And he was talking about how the reason for that is that immediately when that man or woman of God becomes themselves, and then they allow the people access, you know, the flock or the people that they lead, when they see them in that state,
you know, to miss God.
In a way,
it's humanity. When you get exposed to somebody's humanity, you probably, you know, would not even embrace divinity working in them anymore. Because what ministry does is it exposes, you know, people to the work of divinity in our lives. They see the function of the anointing, God's supernatural ability through us.
That's right.
But then, when they then get to be given access, where they get exposed to your persona, your personality, and a little bit of your humanity, then it compromises how they embrace your message, you know, your ministration and all of that. So,
Yeah.
so that's why not everybody can really be close.
Not everybody
Yeah.
can really be close.
Yeah, because not everybody can handle it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You see, so also, you know, to note to say, whenever you, it's different seasons of life. Whenever you take a relationship that is meant to be seasonal, or a relationship that is not meant to be friendly, and then you try and convert it into a friendly relationship, obviously in the process most of the time it goes wrong. It goes wrong because that's like, you know, it creates a malfunction in that
Yes,
relationship.
that's right.
And when that happens, you then turn somebody who's supposed to be an ally into an enemy.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, 99% of the time is that now that enemy who was an ally,
Yeah.
during the process of you turning them into a friend, they got access to information.
That is so true.
And then they turn around
Oh,
and
man.
use the very same information
destroy you.
that they got
Oh my God.
to destroy you. You understand? To destroy you. So that is why we need to be able to learn how to discern relationship.
All right, so different kinds of relationship.
Let's talk about the different types of relationship. So you have the family relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have the family relationship, you have the business and professional relationship. You have the intimate or romantic relationship. All right? We'll share this on our wall after our broadcast in case you need some notes.
A little bit of a, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
then you have the friends relationship, and then you have the acquaintances. So these are 5 relationships, 5 types of relationship that every human, you know, gets to experience.
So what you said, when you said nobody can hurt you unless you love them,
Yeah,
all of these relationships are a produce of love.
yeah,
In the Greek, we have, you know, eros
yes,
or eros, however you want to pronounce it.
yes, yes.
Eros, and then you have agapao, you have phileo, and then you have storge. All right. So storge is parent-child love, is natural affection. All right, is the love that you have for your children, Judith, Ben Gurion, Siho, and all of our kids. And then you have what? You have eros, which is romantic love. It is where we derive our English word
Yeah,
erotic, isn't it? And then you have phileo, which is brotherly love, the love that I have for my siblings and the love that you have for your siblings.
that's right.
Now relationships are a produce of love.
Yes.
So all of these relationships, you know, are all based on a form of love.
Yeah,
But then what's key in all of these relationships for sustainability is agapao or agape,
all right.
the God kind of love. Because all of these people in different kinds of relationships
Yeah.
are all human, and they all have struggles.
Yeah.
And there has to be a divine element that enables you to love them unconditionally.
Eish, that's powerful.
Isn't it?
That's
It
powerful.
helps you, it enables
Yeah.
you, it empowers you to love them unconditionally, because
Yeah.
a brother can hurt you,
Yeah,
a wife, a husband can hurt you, your own children can hurt you,
definitely, definitely.
church people can hurt you, everybody can hurt you, a business partner can hurt you, but if they're wicked, we get rid of them, right? so it's important to understand that relationships are a produce of love. So
Yeah.
so help us go through them.
Now, you have the family relationship.
Yeah.
I think you explained a lot of them. You have the family relationship, which is you're related by kinship, your brothers, your sisters. You have your business and professional relationship, your clients, your employees.
Yeah.
You have your friends, all right? You're not related, but you choose to interact with
Yeah,
each
that's
other,
right.
all right? And then you have your acquaintances, which is then people you may encounter, but you're not necessarily friends with them or relatives, all right? Your
All right.
neighbors or colleagues at work. And then you have your romantic relationship. You know, you and I, married people, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, you know, a relationship that's
Yeah.
heterosexual,
Yeah.
just to be out there. You know, now,
Right.
very interesting is that And I can't wait for this one because
Yeah.
I really want you to go in depth with this one. I've listened to you
I'll try.
talk about
Different relationships, categories.
you know, it's the different
stages.
relationships, but within that
Different
those
stages.
different relationships,
That's right.
you have different stages across the spectrum. All right, and this is what I want the people to really get, to say you have this different stages in the relationship, and number one is the first stage is the acquaintance stage.
Yeah.
All right, the acquaintance stage. How do I then, this is then going to help you maintain your relationships. If you've been struggling with relationships, you will get to then have that revelation to say, okay, so this is actually how I was supposed to actually go about it. All right, the church needs the know-how. We need the skill.
That's right.
So this is like giving people the skill to say, this is actually how you do it. Because I always say implementation is very important.
Yeah.
We teach and teach and teach, but there needs to be men and women of God who are able to say, this is how you do it.
Has
All
to be
right?
practical.
Because it has been done and it was successful.
Yeah.
All right? There's no need to reinvent the sun.
That's right.
Otherwise, it will burn you. So this is what we are saying to you. If you've been struggling with mother-daughter's relationship, all right, father-son's relationship, your relationship, you know, in your workplace, all right, your relationship with your husband and your wife or your spouse. So the acquaintance stage, everybody goes through this stage.
Yeah, sure. So in general, every relationship, regardless
Yeah,
of the type it is,
Yeah.
it goes through all these stages. And
Yeah.
number one is acquaintance.
that's right.
And this is what I normally say to my entrepreneurs. Some of my mentees, I say to them that networking
Yeah,
is simply to establish an acquaintance. An acquaintance basically is getting to know people. You're trying to have encounters,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
That is to enjoy personalities, characters, and all of that.
Yeah.
But these are not your friends or your relatives.
yeah,
You know, you're just having encounters. You're just, you know,
yeah,
getting to know people. It's very important. You know, networking is all about that.
Yeah.
And what I've realized in relationship is that this is the most exciting stage, but
Yeah.
you need to know how to control it.
okay,
All right, because
Okay.
when you get to meet people for the first time,
yeah,
it is the good side of their personality that you get exposed to.
that's right.
It's like meeting a woman for the first time.
Yeah,
You know, the propositional stage is fascinating.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, and that's why I did it in all kinds of colors because it's very fascinating.
yeah, yeah,
It gives you time to really expostulate your thought and you know share your mindset and all of that. It's very colorful.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
you get to show different shades of your personality. And the reason why many people are intoxicated is
Yeah.
because number one, the good side of a personality. Number two, you're probably blown away by somebody's physical pockitudes. In the context of business, you're blown away by how they talk about entrepreneurship and
That's
what
right.
they do.
yeah, that's right.
And probably they have a nice suit on
Yeah.
and a nice watch, and you're thinking, oh my God,
So
he's probably
in
successful.
other words, you're meeting the gifts.
Yeah,
You're
met-
meeting the
yeah,
gifts.
It's an
You're
encounter with the
getting
gift.
acquainted with
That's
the
right,
gifts,
with the
not
gift, yeah.
necessarily
Yeah,
the person
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's their representative.
that is true because personalities carry gifts.
Uh-huh.
And we are firstly fascinated and blown away by gifts
That's
before
right.
we then get to know personalities and
Yeah.
characters.
I know I was
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
this funny story. I mean, I'm here in church, and remember the very first time that I
We
met you.
Yeah.
And then you were on stage, you preached, got off stage, but then when I had to meet the person
Yeah.
behind the person who was totally different.
Totally different. The
Totally
preacher,
different.
The preacher
Now-
with the gift
Yeah,
and all of that
Yeah.
was totally different from the person that you met
that's right.
at the hotel.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And that's why I knew I wanted to marry you, because I made a decision to say she has to really know me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and therefore on our first date, I gave you a proper exposure. So that you can make a decision, am I staying
Yeah.
or am I
running.
leaving?
Yeah.
Because one of my friends said something to you. He said, you saw him on stage
Yeah. And
and then you were blown away. And
then when
now
you
that,
saw him in real life.
yeah, and
yeah.
now that you see him behind the scenes,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, how are you
yeah.
coping? I remember he was asking, how are you coping?
Yeah, you know that you have the real deal
Yeah.
if they can stay for your behind the scene.
Yes.
Because you see, you're watching us right now at home and
Yeah.
you can see the beauty,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
But you know what happens behind the scenes in order
Oh,
to
my
bring
God.
you what you're
What we
seeing
bring
right
in.
now,
That's right.
you know?
So
yeah.
yes, so now this is the ethereal, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
It is the euphorical stage of every relationship. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's appealing to the sensual perception. You get to be solically conscious, intellectually stimulated, emotionally driven to insanity, and also volitionally
Yeah.
very, very vulnerable, because then you are probably,
Yeah.
you know, in the place to make funny decisions.
Aha, now that's where I was going, because
Yeah.
I remember, and this happened when we met a couple pastor, when we met them. And then the wife and the husband were eating there. They're actually from Centurion, so they were
Yes.
playing with Ben Gurion.
Yeah.
And then we got acquainted, and then the lady kept saying, "No, what's your Facebook handle?
Yeah.
What's your Facebook handle?"
That's right.
And she kept repeating that. So, and I was holding my phone, so she didn't say to me, "What's your phone number?"
Yeah.
All right, she didn't say to me.
What's your Facebook handle?
She said, "What's your Facebook
Yeah,
handle?" I
yeah.
remember you would teach to say, when you are at that level, at that stage
Yes.
of acquaintance,
Yeah.
we are not sharing. Now, this is implementation.
That's right.
This is real life. How do we go about it?
Yeah.
Kind of
No information and
no
access.
information and access
That's
at
right.
that stage.
Yeah.
All right, you don't make
Yeah.
that mistake. You don't give the people your phone numbers.
Yeah.
All right. It is only when there's consistency in following up with you on
pursuit.
Facebook and
Yes.
they're pursuing you,
Yeah.
which then leads to the next level
Yes.
of relationship.
That's right.
All right. And the second stage is alliance. So they have to earn it. They have to earn
They
it.
have to earn it, because here's the thing: what you do at acquaintance determines whether you get promoted or not. And here's the thing: we don't close deals at the acquaintance level.
No.
A lot of people want to close a lot of deals, write and sign a lot of contracts at this level.
Yeah.
This is the time to get to know people.
That's right. I remember when you were talking about we don't close, I cannot tell you most of the clients that we have.
Yeah, yeah.
We have heard to go through
You can say that again.
stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage
That
5,
is true.
and sometimes go back to stage 1.
Yes.
All
yes.
right, where you are able to maintain that business relationship from acquaintance and then spend the whole year going through.
Not trading.
But because we knew what we wanted,
Yes.
we were trying to get to the last stage of the relationship, meaning obtaining a relationship with these people, being a strategic partner with these people.
So we signed a 5 million rand contract, and then we did not have the money to whack the 5 million rand contract. Yet every morning, I think every week, we were sending them emails
Yeah.
just to tell them,
Yeah.
we're working on it.
That's right.
Thank you for being so patient with us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we obviously, I mean, we had their phone numbers. We'd call them, "How's your kids doing?" and all of that. And the year passed, and they actually sent us an email
Yeah.
to say, "Guys, what's going on? Are we going to go into business? The contract is ready. What are you guys doing?"
That's right.
And it was the second year
Yeah.
that we were able, not even to move the 5 million.
Yeah.
We started with 1 million rand.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I said it doesn't help to go straight into business
Yeah.
without the people really knowing about relationship management.
Yes.
It was relationship management that helped us keep a contract
Yes.
when we could not supply at that stage because of funds
That is right.
whilst we work on them.
Oh, wow.
Maintenance of the
That is
relationship.
true. That is
you know?
true.
So we
Yeah.
get to the alliance stage, the building up stage.
Yeah, so now when there is consistency in maintaining the relationship and there is authenticity
Yeah.
of pursuit.
Yeah.
If somebody is consistently, let me just take it in the context of the Paul and Timothy relationship.
That's right.
So Timothy continuously pursues Paul. When you study tradition, the scholars will tell you that Timothy kept on looking for Paul. Even when Paul was not in his region, the boy would just continuously look for Paul.
Yeah.
Until Paul gave him access to say, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in this particular place on this particular date. Come and see me there.
Yeah.
The reason why we don't rush to give people information and all of that is because their pursuit
Yeah.
is not consistent.
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Their pursuit of the relationship is not consistent. If somebody is not, consistently in pursuit of the relationship, these are the kinds of people you don't want to take serious. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Some of my sons and daughters in the Lord, by God's grace, they're not watching the broadcast.
Yeah.
Yet they want to have a relationship with me. They're not supporting the ministry. And I'm not talking financially. I'm
Yeah.
not broke.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody's finances.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to give their tithe and all of that, it is for them, not for me.
Yeah.
They cannot maintain my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So consistency becomes very imperative.
Yeah.
Are you consistent?
Yeah.
When you are consistent in relationship, you get to be taken seriously. And this is where people come then to what? To alliance. An
Yeah.
alliance basically is a relationship where what happens?
So when you talk about
Yeah.
the reason why we even go into alliance,
Yes.
all right, after allegiance, because we
Yeah.
were in alliance,
Oh, I mean, yes.
and
yes.
now we are going into allegiance.
Acquaintance, yes.
Yeah. So
allegiance.
through personal experience, we have seen that there are people who can pretend
That's so
to
true.
be consistent.
Yeah.
All right, but the intent is not really pure.
Yes.
They are after their own greedy needs.
Yes, yes.
It's like I will pretend to be consistent for a while until I get
something.
something.
And that's why you don't give them everything at
That's
the
what-
second stage.
Exactly.
You give them a little bit of information
A little bit.
and a little bit of access.
That's right.
And what they do with that either disqualifies them or qualifies them.
That's why I always like to say in when I teach my entrepreneurs or the people that we mentor, because you then pour out and teach them, and then they start to think, because they are around you, and then you are teaching them, you're really pouring out to them. We don't scratch the surface kind of
Yeah.
a thing. We really go deep into teaching them the know-how. Then they think, I can take on the
got it.
world. I
Yeah.
got it. All right. Meanwhile, you who really knows, what really needs to be shared and whatnot. You know that okay, you have kept this back, or there's still this much to learn. Anyway, we learn until we die.
That's true.
Then they want to decide to say, this is it. This is it. All right. So allegiance is the continuation stage.
Yes. Yeah.
The continuation. You are
Relationship
consistent.
is growing.
It's growing.
Yeah.
It's growing. There's now some form of commitment. There's a commitment that can be appreciated
Yeah.
to say, yeah, you know what, we are maintaining this relationship from both sides.
Yeah.
There's commitment from both sides.
So it's
all right?
alliance before allegiance, right?
It's alliance before
Yes.
allegiance. And in allegiance, one thing that is very important there is the trust. All right, the trust and the transparency. When I talk about trust and transparency, I'll say this. When I met my husband, I said he had like what do you call it? A password on his phone.
Yeah.
I'm
I had a lot of passwords.
not getting married to you with passwords on your phone. If there's a password on your phone, I better know about it.
Here's the thing, and that was very uncomfortable. I'll tell you why, because we grow up with this mentality that, no, it's my privacy. Then you get married, then you realize that there's no such a thing as a personal privacy.
No.
You know, it's our privacy.
It's our privacy. It's our privacy. Huh? Why do you need a password on your phone? If you have a password on your phone,
so allegiance, getting to know each other. Alliance is the building up of the relationship.
That's right.
There's mutual benefit, isn't it? We're no longer strangers. A little bit of access there, a little bit of information there.
That's right.
And then there is allegiance.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
The allegiance stage is the continuation stage, isn't it? This is when the relationship blossoms and there is, you know, a lasting commitment. There's trust, there's transparency, and that's what we're talking about. There's a level of nakedness.
Yeah.
We get to know really the truth.
Yeah.
About the person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you have the following two stages, which not everybody or every relationship really goes through it. You have the deterioration stage.
Yeah.
All right. Like we said, not every relationship will go through this. All right. This is now where you then get to see, to say we lack compatibility.
Yeah.
All right. We lack compatibility. The trust and the love and the care
is wavering.
Is wavering.
Yeah.
And then that leads to a misunderstanding.
A lot of misunderstanding.
You know, a lot of misunderstanding.
We're not able to discern each other's intentions.
Yes.
And motives and things like that. So there's confusion.
Correct. So then the individuals, they find it very hard to adjust to the other person.
That's true.
All right. And then eventually, obviously, most of the time, the relationship ends. All right. Which leads to the fifth one, which is the termination stage.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you talk about the termination stage, it can be termination by death. All right. The Bible says when people get married till death do us part. That's termination.
Yeah.
All right. God forbid, divorce. And then separation.
Yeah. So now, in the context of business, divorce happens this way. You must always have certain clauses in your contracts that gives you room for termination and divorce. Because remember, the first mention of the word divorce in the Bible, the word divorce is a military word.
Yes.
It literally means we are in the battle line. We're all in the battlefield on the battle line.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And the war is fierce.
Yes.
All right? So we're fighting, you know, for our lives. At the same time, we're trying to eradicate the enemy.
Yeah.
Now, divorce literally means a soldier that turns his back against the battlefield or against the battle line and then runs away from the battle. All right? And then the stronger meaning of that is the person eventually dies.
Yeah.
Either killed by his fellow military man or by the enemy.
Yes.
So that's what the word, you know, divorce means. It does not just mean separation. It literally means a death of a relationship, a death of a commitment, a death of an assignment. So there are people, you know, when you write contracts or when you get into relationships with people, you must always have a clause or clauses that gives you room enough.
Yeah.
If it's gross management, if it is fraud, if it is manipulation, if it is misrepresentation, you must have a room to have that punished or eradicated.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you must not be afraid to terminate relationships. I remember one of the guys who was a son, I gave him the church that was supposed to be the headquarters. And then there was betrayal. He had private meetings with some of my leaders, and there was a lot of confusion. All of them want to come back now, by the way, and we're not allowing all of them to come back because you cannot do such a thing. But I remember what I did.
Yeah.
I then went to the church. I did not attack a character or a personality, nothing like that. I talked about how our relationship is compromised in the area of trust, of love, of commitment, and all of that. And upon those reasons,
Yes.
we have to then part our ways. And I spoke a blessing upon him, and I said, if there be a Barnabas to reconcile Paul and John Mark, then so be it.
Yeah.
But if God would not release a Barnabas, blessed be the name of the Lord. So you have to learn to terminate relationships. There are relationships that are just toxic because people really know how to pretend for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then, you know, characters begin to manifest.
Yeah.
Characters begins to come out. So you have to be willing.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta have the gift of goodbyes. There's nothing wrong. I was saying to somebody, there's nothing wrong with sending somebody a message and say, thank you for leaving. Because if you would have stayed, you would have destroyed me. Sometimes you have to allow people to leave before they leave with a part of you.
Gosh. Yeah.
You
That's
understand
so
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
You have to allow people to leave,
Yeah.
or else they will leave with a part of you. If people want to leave you, if people want to walk away from you, don't force them to stay, because sometimes they will take a very vital part of you,
Yeah.
and you will be compromised.
Yeah. So discernement is very important.
It's very important
That's very
because
key.
sometimes it is an issue of somebody simply growing
Yeah.
to understand the sensitivity of the relationship that they are in. So you have to always be merciful. Remember, we are all in the process of sanctification. God is working on all of us.
That's
but
right.
there is a way to see the difference between weakness and wickedness. Some people are not necessarily struggling with weaknesses. Some people are wicked. So wherever there is wickedness, it has to be terminated. You have to be willing, not just be silent, terminate the relationship. Make people know that we are not in the same place anymore.
So this is like you know, when you preach, when you talk about how intent will always determine
content.
the content.
Yeah,
All right?
because the content of your behavior,
Yeah.
the content of your words,
Yeah.
the content of what you share with other people about me, the content of everything
Yeah.
is actually in context to your intention. If your intention is wicked, then the content will be wicked. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
Your content will be wicked.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the intention of Judas
Yeah.
and the content of what was projected throughout the Bible. Everything that he did. I mean, starting with the issue of the perfume, the content that came out of his mouth,
Yeah.
talking about selling the perfume and not ministering to the Son of God.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's content. So you can discern people by the content of their words. You can discern people by the content of their behavior, attitude, and character. So your discernment has to be very, very sharp. And by the way, the word discernment is not that deep.
Yeah.
It simply means being calculative, like a mathematician.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always have to understand that 1 + 1 is 1. It's not 4.
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 1. If somebody tells you wickedness about somebody else they were close to, it is 1 + 1. They
Yeah.
will also speak wickedness
How
about
about
you.
you?
Oh my
How
God.
about you?
If a partner or a potential business partner tells you about a contract that did not go right
Yeah.
and how it was compromised, and it's all about the other person, not about what they then contributed for that being a failure, you must be concerned about such people. I would rather have people come to me and tell me the reason why that relationship failed is because I did 1, 2, 3, and I have learned from that. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you know me. I tell people all the time about how, you know, I got myself into trouble, and because of a certain kind of character trait that I noticed, I got myself into that trouble and that trouble and that trouble. If you cannot discern
Yeah.
your weaknesses and your wickedness, you are very dangerous. Yeah, you're very, very dangerous. All right.
All right, and then moving on to I hope you guys are this is
Are we helping
really good.
anybody? Are we
This
helping
is
you?
really,
Say something on social
really,
media.
really, really,
If you're on
really good.
Facebook and we helping you,
Yeah.
it's important that you say something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We want to
really
know
hope that
if
you're getting it.
we're helping. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you go on to the last stage that we're going to talk about,
Oh man.
which is the covenant stage.
Oh man.
The covenant stage.
So people, and this is what I realized, sweetheart, people are seasoned by seasons.
Yeah.
And for every relationship, there are seasons. And some relationships are seasoned by the seasons they have gone through.
Yeah.
So the covenant stage is a stage where you have passed all stages. You have been acquainted,
Yeah.
alliance, allegiance. The relationship was sometimes at the verge of termination, deterioration, and all of that. And it passed all of those stages. These are lifetime relationships. You understand what I'm saying? There's the same vision, the same vision. You're walking in the same vision, consumed by the same vision, same purpose. And the relationship has to produce a form of a legacy. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I tell people all the time, never marry for love, because love never sustained marriage.
Yeah.
Don't marry because somebody is respectful.
Yeah.
Only. All right? Because respect never sustained marriage. It is the machination by which marriage it gets to be lively, but it is not what sustains marriage. So it is part of what we may refer to as the art of marriage.
Yeah.
It is not the science of marriage. Because there's a difference between art and science.
Okay.
All right? Science is that which is proven to work.
Yeah.
But art, it is that which makes what's working beautiful. Oh, man, I feel like helping somebody. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, remember I said this.
Yeah.
We don't marry for love. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. We marry on purpose, for purpose.
For purpose.
So even when we're going through all kinds of seasons, our purpose is bigger than us.
Aye. That's right.
God's assignment upon my life is bigger than me.
That's right.
And the problem with that is that he told me that if I separate from you, my assignment will be compromised. I was born for my assignment. So why would I compromise you?
Yeah.
Which is what compromises my assignment.
Aye.
There has to be something greater.
Greater.
There has to be something bigger than you.
Yeah.
There has to be what we may refer to as divine volition, which will then cause human volition to come to submission. Your will cannot submit to human will. It only submits to divine will.
That's right.
So if you have a divine will, all clear, all precisely and concisely written, which is a vision, and you understand where God is taking you as a family, as a couple,
Yeah.
as a business partner, and all of that. When you get to understand all of that, then you can go through everything,
Yeah.
and you see it as being seasoned. You don't see it as suffering.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
you're not hearing me.
Yeah.
You don't see it as suffering. You see it as just a part of what God is doing. I'm closing with this, all right? So it's a lifetime thing. It's a lifetime relationship. It leaves a legacy. Prosperity is greater than, posterity is greater than prosperity. You can be prosperous, but then prosperity without a sense of posterity can also be tiring.
Yeah.
There are a lot of rich people today.
Yeah.
A lot of rich people love.
Yeah.
I mean, we know a couple, a lot of rich people who are not happy with their lives because now that I have the money,
Yeah.
then what?
Then what?
Now that I have everything that I have ever wished, then what? The food loses taste. The fabric of fine clothes becomes irritant. They irritate you. Everything now is not as joyous as you would. But what makes people continuously joyous? Continuously committed. Continuously, absorbed by what they need to do is purpose. So you marry on purpose for purpose.
Yeah.
So when you sign contract, you sign contract on purpose for purpose. You don't just sign a contract. You must always ask yourself a question. What will this contract do?
Yeah.
How will it position me strategically?
Yeah.
And that's why even relationships have to be strategic, because strategic partnerships is what takes you from being a 1,000-year to being a millionaire.
Yeah.
And from being a millionaire to a 1,000-year. From being a millionaire to a billionaire.
Yeah.
And then ultimately trillionaire and all of that. So it's important, sweetheart. It's very important that we understand that there has to be something greater.
Something greater.
Now, here's the question. You want to be a multi-millionaire, right? You want to be an entrepreneur. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to get married? Why do you want to get married?
The why.
The why becomes very key.
Yeah.
The why becomes very, very key.
Yeah.
We have so much to share, man.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's definitely been an eye opener. You know, I always say, because you know, when we give these teachings, it actually revives even us. We get to learn over again as we are teaching the people. That's why we really hope that you're getting it. You know, if you have any questions, you want to ask us about something, feel free on our wall, inbox, send us a message. Let us know if this is helping you. Let us know, you know, suggest any topics that you would want us to tackle in the next
coming months.
Coming months, better yet, the next Wednesdays, because we have the next 2 Wednesdays that are coming. We're going to go deeper into relationships, but then we're going to then touch into business. I think we'll open up business in our next Wednesday session. Yeah. But I think this has been enlightening.
Yeah, that's right.
It has been enlightening. Remember the stages of relationship. Learn how to maintain your relationship. Learn how to differentiate your relationship and place them in the right box, so that, you know, you don't cause yourself heartache unnecessarily so.
That's right.
All right? Unnecessarily so. Learn to discern who is who in the zoo.
That's
all right? You need to learn that. Who is who in the zoo.
Yeah, so take some time, like our Facebook page, Kenneth Molefe Holdings, and go to our personal pages as well. Follow us on Instagram, Kenneth Molefe Holdings, Barbara Taylor Molefe on Instagram. Follow us, say something to us. We have so much to share with you, and we love you. If you want to be a part of this ministry, if you really want to be a part of this ministry and support us in your prayers and all of that, send us inboxes. Talk to us. Our staff and our pastoral team is ready to speak to you and to give you proper replies. And here's another thing that's very important. If you feel like you want to help us with the Grace Live TV and our broadcast on social media platforms and all of that, do exactly that. The account will be screened for you. They will put it on the screen. Send us with your names, because we are going to have partnership meetings where we get to meet one-on-one and minister to you as an individual.
Yeah.
Business mentorship includes that partnership.
Yeah.
You understand? When you begin to partner with us, then we will also take you serious. If you think this is imperative and it's impactful, do what you gotta do. Partner with us, pray with us, and God continue to bless you. This is the Grace Life television. God Embassy, the Grace Life Church. I'm with the First Lady, Barbara Taylor.
Good grace. Can't wait to see you. And just to pass it on, that Sunday, 7 o'clock, we are going to be live for our Sunday service with our men of God. You're continuing teaching.
No, the new series, I'm opening up a new series. I'm going to be doing an expository on the book of Hebrews. So it's going to be a tremendous time. It is the supremacy and the superiority of Jesus Christ. We'll see you in no times. Good God.
Good grace.
Love you.
Love you.